the true reason for this season, and should be every season of our lives, is to celebrate our Savior for his birth. And we recognize this day as the day of his birth, totally realizing that it is probably not the actual date of his birth, but it's the day that we choose to recognize and celebrate for his birth in honor of his birth. Just like we celebrate our birthdays, we certainly want to celebrate the birthday of our Savior. So once I get this last cup of almond flour in, then I will start by adding in sugar. Just want to make sure I get out most of the cups. So that it's not too clumpy. We're almost there. To get through there. So I've got my 2 cups of flour. You can use any flour of your choosing. I am using almond flour. Continue with my dry ingredients. I'm going to add in 3/4 cups of sugar. Now again, those of you who've been around for a while, you know that I use stevia for my choice of sugar. I've shown it before. So this is the sugar that I am using today, but you can use whatever sweetener that you would like to use. Mix that in with the flour pretty good so that it is well combined. And to that, I now will add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. To pour directly over your mixture. So that's a teaspoon of salt. Add in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I don't have much left, so I'm going to just pour the rest of it in there, because who can have too much cinnamon, right? If you like the flavor of cinnamon. If you don't, then you really want to omit it or add in what the recipe calls for, which is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I think that is it for my dry ingredients. Yes, doing a last minute check. I have in my 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of sweetener, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. Those are all of your dry ingredients. I'm going to set this aside for a moment, because now I'm going to mix together my wet ingredients. And for the wet ingredients, I'm going to start with 3/4 cup of buttermilk. So you want to use 3/4 cups of buttermilk. If you don't have any buttermilk, you can use regular milk and just add some lemon juice or vinegar. That will give you buttermilk. Adding in 2 eggs. So you're going to add in 2 eggs to your buttermilk. Adding in 1/4 cup of melted butter. So this should be melted butter. Just 1/4 cup, which is about 4 tablespoons. That'll give you 1/4 cup of your butter. If you prefer golden yellow. All right, this looks well combined, so I'm going to bring my dry ingredients back and mix the wet. Get those well combined together. I have got my waffle iron heated up because I am going to, once this is well combined, I'm going to add this to my waffle maker. Let this do its job, and we're going to have delicious apple fritters for our Christmas breakfast. Christmas for me is a wonderful time to celebrate others. I like gift giving to those that I love, and of course I get gifts as well, and receiving gifts is always nice. I don't do traditional Christmas morning cooking or Christmas day cooking like a lot of people would have the big meals for Christmas like we did for Thanksgiving. But once I go through Thanksgiving, I don't eat the typical Christmas big dinner. This time we're having something small. I have made some, what did I make? A roast. Got a roast that's in the slow cooker. Got some au gratin potatoes and some asparagus. And that's going to be Christmas. That's going to be Christmas dinner. All right, so I've got my wet and dry ingredients well combined together. And this is about the consistency that you would have when you finish that. Last thing is I'm going to fold in my apple because, again, this is the apple fritter waffles. So these are the 2 apples that I peeled earlier. I'm just going to fold them into the waffle mixture that I've made. This is so delicious that I really enjoy it quite a bit, particularly on those mornings where I just want something nice and sweet, but not too heavy as far as carb count, because I'll be eating all day and I don't want to get all of my carbs in one meal. So this is going to be, oh, you know what, I didn't get the carb count on it, but I'll have to look up the carb count for apples. The apples themselves is going to be the highest carb count. I think a small apple is about 20 grams of carbs, so that's going to be 40 grams total, since I did use two apples. But that's going to be total, and this makes, if I recall, this batter is going to make at least 8 waffle slices. I'll count them to be accurate and give you more than accurate count. Leave that in the show notes for you. I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas season and getting ready for our 2025. Alright, this is just about well combined together, and my waffle is heated up, and I'm going to put the first 2 on and show you how they come out. While I have the waffles cooking in the waffle maker,